Aloha cousins, it is Briar626 here, and today I have something very special on plan for you guys. It is a Rayquaza GX deck profile. Alright, so for our Rayquaza GX deck profile, what I like to run is, what I'm running here, is I'm running a course for Rayquaza GX. If you don't know what Rayquaza GX does, pretty much the ability does Stormy Winds. When you play this card from your hand onto the bench, you mill the 3 cards of your deck to the discard, send them to the discard, and then you take a basic energy from your discard and attach it to that Pokemon. Absolutely amazing. You can discard a lot of things. You run a lot of energies so that you can discard them and then attach to him as well. And then you have the Dragon Break attack, which does for a grass, lightning, and a colorless. Does 30 damage times the amount of grass and lightning energies that you have attached to Pokemon on your side of the field, bench and active. It gets piled up pretty quickly. I mean, you're doing 90 with just one of them. So you have another one that's 180. You're already knocking out another Rayquaza. Adding a third one with 3 on there, that's going to be 270. So you are going to be knocking out, or not 270. That is, what is it? It's a lot. In other words, I can't count right now because my brain's not working. But you are running him, and he's absolutely fantastic. And the GX move, a lot of people say it's okay. Some people say it's not. I kind of think it's pretty good. For a grass energy, you discard your hand, draw 10 cards. There's times where you'll just have a bunch of grass energies or lightning energies in your hand, and you just want to get them in the discard. Boom, attach it to Tempest GX, and you'd be good. So that is Rayquaza GX. Now, what you also like to use with him is Latios Prism Star. Latios Prism Star is one of the best cards to partner up with Rayquaza. For just 1 energy, you do Dreamy Mist for 30 damage, and then you gain a basic energy from your discard and attach to in all of your dragon Pokemon that you have on your side of the field. So if you have 3 Rayquazas, guess what? Dreamy Mist, I can take 3 basic energies from my discard and attach 1 to each one. It is absolutely amazing, and you do 30 damage. Plus a choice spin, you're doing 60. So, and it's also at 130 HP, so it's kind of hard to knock out, or at least one shot for a Zoroark. So you're going to be surviving at least 2 turns with it. So you can do 2 turns, so that's 6, at least 6 that you can do, or maybe 2, depending on how many Rayquazas that you have. But you are going to be getting a lot of energies in here. He's really good. Sadly, you only run 1 because it is a Prism Star, and 2, he can get in the prizes, and it does hurt when he is in prize. But once you get him out, you get him on the field, you're getting your plays off. It is absolutely fantastic. Then I run 2 Taku Lele GXs. This is pretty much so you can do Wonder Tag, so you can grab your supporters that you need from your deck, and it also is for Energy Drive. The Energy Drive does 20 damage for times the amount of energies attached to both active Pokemon. So you pretty much attach 2 energies to it, so grass, lightning, grass, grass, lightning, lightning, whatever, and you can attach more to them, and then you even do even more damage. So it actually does help out quite a bit. If you can't get your Rayquaza going, you can at least start getting going with a Tapu Lele and start getting some damage, and it works really well. So that's Tapu Lele. Then we have Tapu Koko GX. Tapu Koko GX is in here pretty much only for 2 reasons: Aerial Trail and Tapu Thunder GX. The Aerial Trail pretty much takes your, he places them down onto your bench, and he takes all of the lightning energies that you have, or 3 of them anyway, and move them over here so that you can then take him, put him in the active, and then he can attack. So you can either use Sky High Claws or Tapu Thunder GX. Usually you use Tapu Thunder GX if you haven't already used your GX move. And this attack does 50 damage times the amount of energies attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. So that can get really high if you're playing some big decks and you're losing quickly. Boom, bring out Tapu Koko GX, get rid of their boss monster like a Gardevoir GX, get rid of it, and there you go. You can get some plays off with that. Then for my last one, I run Oran Guru with the Instructability. You like to, your hand gets very low quickly, so Instruct just lets you keep drawing until you have 3 cards in your hand. It helps out quite a bit. Like I said, you are emptying your hand out fairly quickly, so this will definitely help out. And I run one of him. Now for onto our supporters. Now for the supporters, I run 4 Cynthia. The 4 Cynthia. This does really good here. It is one of the new, well, not really new, it's old, but one of the post-rotation cards that are really important in your deck. You have to run 4 of them. If not, I don't know what game you're playing, but you are not playing Pokemon. You need to run 4 Cynthia in every deck. Cynthia is absolutely fantastic. You just shuffle your hand, draw 6 cards. I know there is Tate Liza out there that lets you shuffle and draw 5. Every card counts. So, 1 card can make a difference in a game. You need to take that extra card. Cynthia is the person to go for. So, for Cynthia. Then, I run 4 Guzma. Guzma is another amazing card as well. This, of course, gets you out of your active and then gets you to knock out one of your opponent's Pokemon of your choice. So if they wanted to play protective and go, ooh, I see your Rayquaza has energy on there and I don't want to lose my boss monster, then guess what? I am going to take that out with the Guzma by bringing out another Rayquaza that has a lot of energies on it and go for it. So yeah, Guzma is absolutely fantastic. You need to run Guzma in your deck, and I run 4 of them. Some people, I've seen some people run 3. 4 is the way to go. Don't go 3. I don't know what you're thinking. Like I said, you may not be playing Pokemon if you do not run 4 Guzmas in post-rotation. Then, run 2 Lillys. Lilly is actually a very good card, especially after post-rotation here. There's not a lot of draw supporters that we have that are good. Lilly is a decent one. Basically, you draw until you have 6 cards in your hand, but if it's your first turn, you get to draw until you have 8 cards in your hand. So first turn Lilly is really good. In this deck, you empty out your hand really quickly on turn 1, so you can try to set up, and then you Lilly, guess what, draw until you have 8 cards in your hand, and then you're all setting up your plays. It is absolutely fantastic. I love Lilly in the deck, and of course I need a full art version of this one. Once I get that, this would be awesome. But other than that, I got the other full art. That one, still need to get it. But Lilly is a fantastic card, and you can also Tapu Lele into it so that you can get the card. Then I run 1 Copycat. I only run 1 Copycat because even though it is a decent draw supporter, if your opponent knows how to play the game, they're going to lower their hand so you can't Copycat them. They're going to make sure that they have less cards in their hand than you. So Copycat is going to be really good if they have a high hand. So let's say you're going against another Rayquaza, they couldn't do anything, so they draw 10. Copycat, shuffle your hand in, draw until you have 10 cards, and there you go. It really comes down to doing that, but if you're playing a good player, they'll probably lower their hand so you can't Copycat. Of course, too, it's kind of difficult right now. Not a lot of people play it, and a lot of people do. So it's a hit or miss on that. Then I run 1 Tate Liza. This is a switch, and it also is a Shano, where basically you shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 5 cards, or switch one of your active Pokemon with one of your benched. Yeah, for a supporter to do a switch, which is an item card, it's okay, but I like it to an extent, to get my active up, because I don't run a lot of cards that take my active out of, take my active Pokemon out of the active and puts it onto the bench and switches a bench up there. I don't run a lot of that, so this does help. Of course, I can run a lot if I really want to. I just chose not to. I like running the Tate Liza because you can also use it as a draw supporter as well. It's not as good as Cynthia. By all means, it's not as good as Cynthia, not as good as some of the others, but this is a good medium of a supporter card to do draw and if you need a switch as well. So that's why I'm only running 1 of them. Then I run 1 Judge. This is because the disruption, basically. Yeah, you draw 4 cards if your opponent has 2 cards in their hand, but those are the 2 cards they added through one of the I don't know, through an ability or whatever, where he knows what the 2 cards are and he's going to add them to your hand, or they put the 2 cards on top of their deck and they know what those are. Well, this is going to basically say, no, you can't do that. Shuffle it back into your deck, shuffle your deck, and then you draw 4 cards. It kind of evens it. It kind of disrupts your opponent a little bit. So that's really the only reason why I'm running 1. Of course, 2, it's only 4 cards in your hand, so it's not all that great. It comes in handy late game. I will say that, because you're really, once your board's set up, your board's set up. You really have no problem, just a matter of just getting the rest of the energies out and attacking. Then, for the item cards, run 4 Ultra Ball. Ultra Ball is, of course, a staple. I see a lot of people playing 3, and a lot of people playing 4. I choose the 4 because, of course, discard your energies to then be able to use Latios Prism Star to grab those energies back, or discard the cards that you don't need. Like, I don't need Judge in the beginning of the game. Ultra Ball it. Let's go. Get that out of there. So, it's whatever you want to do. I like Ultra Ball. Like I said, I'm running 4 of it. And I also run 4 Mysterious Treasure. The 4 Mysterious Treasure is also really good. There's only 2 Pokemon you can't target, which is Tapu GX and Oranguru. Those are the only 2. Everything else you will be able to target with this card, and you're only discarding 1 card. So that's discarding 1 energy, so that then you can start setting up your plays. Even if you don't grab Pokemon, it's like Ultra Ball. You may not grab a Pokemon, but you still can discard, and you can get things in there that you need to get in your discard and go along with the plays. It's really good. I love Mysterious Treasure. Then, a lot of people have been using this. A lot of people have been, you've been seeing a lot of play of this. It is Acro Bike. Acro Bike is actually a really cool card. You look at the top 2 cards of your deck and then put one of them in your hand, the other in the discard. It's really good for basically getting your energies in your discard. In this deck, you want your energies in the discard. Get them in your discard, and then you'll be able to attach with them through Rayquaza, through Latios Prism Star. And then, of course, there's this new card coming out in the Dragon Majesty, Drampa. You'll be able to attach an energy to him, and then you can attach 1 energy. Whenever he attacks, you can attach energy from your discard onto one of your bench dragons, which is cool. I'll be putting that in the deck once it comes out, but Acro Bike just helps keep getting your energy flowing through, and for you to get other cards that you need in your hand, that would be good. So, then, 2 Rescue Stretcher. This is, of course, to grab your Rayquazas back from your discard, puts them in your hand, or takes them, puts them back into your deck, whichever way you want to do it, whatever your game point is. Sometimes there is times where you are low on cards in your deck, so you have to put the 3 in there, or you can just grab the 1 and just start playing the game. Who knows, whatever you want to do. Then I run 2 Palpad to grab your supporters back from the discard. I don't like discarding a lot of things, so I try to run 2 copies of the things just to make sure. Then 2 Energy Retrieval. This takes 2 basic energies from your discard and puts them into your hand. Energy Recycler is still good. I'm actually debating on taking one of these out and putting Energy Recycler. So then I would have 1 Retrieval, 1 Recycler. Both of them are really good, especially in the deck. They work really good. I like the 1 Energy Retrieval, because then you take 2, put in your hand, then you can attach to 1 for your turn, and then you'll be able to discard the other one if you want to. It works good with that. I run 1 Field Blower. This is just so you can get rid of your opponent's tool cards or their stadium cards that you just don't want to deal with. There you go. I only run 1, not 2. That's the only card I run 1 of, besides our supporters, some of the supporters. Then I run 3 Choice Band. This is to do extra damage. I know you be like, oh man, you can get a lot of energies, you can do a lot of damage, it's good. Yeah, I know it's good. But doing extra damage is sometimes good. Sometimes you can't, like Latios is in your prizes. You can't get a lot of energies quickly. So Choice Band is a good friend, and also attaching it to Latios is also doing 60 damage plus plus the energies. So it works out really good. Then for the stadiums, I run 2 Sky Pillars. Sky Pillars is actually a really interesting card, especially with the whole spread, Tapu Koko spread, or whatever you want to call the spread decks, basically. This is really good against that, so then you don't have to take that damage on the bench. And of course, too, it's also good against the Buzzwole GX, so you don't take damage on your bench. it does really good. For those who don't know, used to prevent all effects of your opponent's attacks, including damage done to your bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. So you're not doing a lot to your opponent's bench, so this actually comes in handy quite a bit, using that and then saving your Rayquaza GXs out so they don't die. Then we have 7 Grass Energies and 7 Lightning Energies. 7 seems to be a good number. Some people run 8, some people run 6 of one, 7 of the other, some run whatever, 7 and 8, it really doesn't matter. I like 7 to keep it even with each number. It works out really good. I seem to like it. Like I said, it works good for me. Some people may want to run more, some people may want to run less, but I think your minimal should be about 7 of each. I don't think, if you want to run more, by all means run more if you want to. That's all up to you. I just don't think you need to go less than 7. So yeah, so that is the deck there. That is my Rayquaza GX deck. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, make sure you click that like button. And if you are new, click the subscribe button. You guys will see some videos, possible once a week. Of course, this is the first video, so I do hope you enjoyed. And remember, Ohana means family. Family means no one gets left behind or forgotten. And I will see you cousins next time. See ya!